So you're planning a wedding? That is so exciting. But let's be real, it can also feel like this huge, overwhelming task. But what if we shifted our perspective a little? What if we thought of it less like a massive to-do list and more like an amazing journey, a chance to design one of the most memorable days of your life? Today, we're going to break it all down into a super simple step-by-step roadmap to make it feel easy and, fun. So here's our game plan for today. We're going to walk through 5 key stages. We'll kick things off with the absolute foundation, finding your perfect venue. Then we'll get into the creative stuff, like designing the atmosphere and making sure your guests have an amazing time. From there, we'll tackle how to keep the whole process stress-free, and we'll wrap up with those little magical touches that really make the day unforgettable.
All right, first things first, let's dive right into what is probably the single biggest decision you're going to make in this whole process, your venue. You can think of it as the canvas for your entire celebration. It all starts here.
A venue is so much more than just 4 walls and a roof. It's the backdrop for every single photo. It's the very first impression your guests get when they walk in. The right space doesn't just host your wedding, it completely elevates it, turning ordinary moments into memories that'll last forever.
So what exactly makes a venue a great venue? Well, you're going to want to look for things like flexible layouts, so you can actually design the space the way you want it. Good acoustics are also a huge deal. You want everyone to hear the music, the speeches, all of it. And then, of course, you've got the essentials, a genuinely welcoming vibe, modern facilities, and decor options that kind of fit the style you're going for. These are really the universal things to look for no matter where in the world you're planning your wedding.
Okay, so once you've locked down that perfect venue, it's time for the really fun part, designing the whole atmosphere. This is where you get to let your personality shine and really tell your story as a couple.
Your theme is what really sets the emotional tone for the day. So what's your vibe? Are you drawn to that rustic, vintage feel with lots of natural textures and warm colors that just feel super cozy and intimate? Or are you more of a sleek, contemporary couple who loves clean lines and a minimalist look for a really modern, elegant feel? There's no right or wrong answer here. It's all about picking the style that screams us.
And here's a pro tip. Never, ever underestimate the power of lighting. Seriously, it's one of the easiest ways to completely transform a space. Think about it. Fairy lights instantly create this magical, cozy feeling. Lanterns can add such a warm, intimate glow. And if you want a little bit of drama and sparkle, you absolutely cannot go wrong with chandeliers. Plus, a little bonus, amazing lighting makes your photos look 1,000 times better.
All right, we've nailed down the look and the feel of the day, so let's shift our focus to the people this is all for, your guests. A beautiful wedding is one thing, but a wedding where every single person feels genuinely welcomed and cared for, that's what makes it truly memorable.
This right here is basically the golden rule of wedding planning. Just taking a moment to think about the day from your guest's perspective is the absolute best way to show them how much you appreciate them being there to celebrate with you. It's all about thinking ahead and making sure they're comfortable and having a great time. So how do you actually do that? Well, it often starts with the simple things, like clear signage so nobody gets lost and making sure there's comfortable seating. Think about the flow of the room. Is there enough space for people to mix and mingle without feeling crowded? Then you can add in those extra special touches, like a welcome drink as they arrive or a little take-home gift. And let's be honest, a delicious, well-planned menu is one of the biggest keys to keeping everyone happy.
Okay, I know. Hearing all this can start to feel a little overwhelming, and that is completely normal, so don't worry. This next section is all about a simple, straightforward process to keep you organized, on track, and most importantly, stress-free.
The absolute key is to just break it down into these 4 manageable steps. First, set your budget. You got to know your numbers right from the very beginning. Then prioritize. Look, you probably can't have absolutely everything, so figure out what's a must-have versus a nice-to-have. Next up, create a timeline with clear deadlines for everything. And finally, communication is everything. Keep those lines open with your vendors, your family, and your guests.
Okay, we've made it to our final stage. And honestly, this is the best part. This is where we get to talk about adding all those small, personal elements that take your wedding from just a beautiful event to something that is so uniquely you.
These personal touches are the things that create those really lasting memories. It could be something as simple as custom signage with your names on it, or maybe something a little more involved, like putting together a photo slideshow that tells your story as a couple. You could have a special musical performance, or even a themed food station with your favorite late-night snack. These are the little details that really let your personality shine through.
So, as we start to wrap this up, let's just remember that core message.
A truly magical wedding isn't about just one thing. It's the perfect mix, right? It's that great foundation with an amazing venue, a beautiful atmosphere that tells your unique story, and thoughtful, guest-focused planning that ties it all together seamlessly.
So I'll leave you with this one question to think about as you go through your planning journey. Beyond all the big decisions about venues and flowers, what is that one special, personal touch that will truly tell your story and make your day absolutely unforgettable?